In continuation of our project discussion, I would like to introduce few things. So please pay attention. So today, tomorrow, you have to complete 50% of the project. Then only you can able to complete the remaining 50 on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, you need to submit the same. Okay. So you need to create, guys, all of you, please pay attention. I need some half an hour time of you. Then you can start with your project. So create a Maven based project. So I want all of you to create Maven based. So we have so many features with Maven form dependency, but my aim is we want to add test cases. So we want to develop our own test cases for the project which we created. Please create Maven based project. Maven is for so many purpose. We will use Maven based project, but the main idea for this capstone project is to add test case. So create an archetype. So Maven archetype quick start project. So later days we will develop web application project. So this time it is quick start. Give a proper name. Let's assume my project 1. You can give your own unique group ID. Your name, project name will be the artifact ID and the version. Finish. Wait for some time till the time it loads and downloads. Regarding testing, I'll be introducing all on probably Monday afternoon. So please follow, don't skip any of the step. So today I want all of you to start. So before that, you want to get ready with the class diagram. And in class diagram, point number 1, listen, if there is any confusion, please get it clarified. So in class diagram, I want you to handle all your Pojo classes. So Pojo classes will have class name and you will have variables. I understand that you have some 5-6 variables in each Pojo class, sometimes more than that. So if you feel like in Pojo class, you will define a class name followed with variables. If you feel if I mention getter, setter, each of my class block in the class diagram will be lengthy. So just mention as constructor and getter, setter and setter methods. And if required, you can place toString. So how many Pojo classes needs to be have in your project?
5.
Starting from
Song,
Podcast,
user,
playlist, Playlist detail.
Playlist details.
Playlist
Any
details.
episode.
Okay, if you have episodes, you can add. Episode is optional because yesterday I have it to do episode. Even if you think wisely, even playlist is also you can make it as optional. You need playlist details. You can even you can skip playlist. Think about it. So if you feel in a class diagram, if you want to mention getter setter, it will be a lengthier block. So you can avoid. I got this query yesterday in Slack. So that only I'm telling. You just mention it as getter setter. This is only for Pojo. I will not compromise for the other operational class. So after discussing DAO pattern, don't worry. I will give you files, inputs for audio input stream to play a song, and you modify according to your project. Okay. So apart from that, I want you to handle a DAO pattern. So yes, you should have a main class. Apart from that, you should have a player class. So that part I will discuss after some time. So you can take this app.main, app class and main method to handle with your project, but the remaining you need to handle with a package concept. So I want all of you to handle a package. So under your project source main Java with your group ID, right click new, create a package. So what are all the packages expected to be there in the project?
Ma'am, is it recording for classes? Class package.
Song package.
No. I'm asking about package, not
DA
classes.
DAO package.
Yeah, you can give it as model or Pojo class. So Pojo class, technically we will implement as model class. So under model, you can have all your classes, all your Pojo classes. And you will be having, so just for your understanding, I'm mentioning as DAO interface. So under that, you will have all your interfaces. So followed with, you will be having DAO implementation classes. DAO implementation classes. Just for your understanding, I mentioned as interface and implementation classes. But if you take any project, you will find only DAO and DAO implementation. And if you have any exception, you can create the package for the exceptional class. It is recommended.
All the interfaces in one class.
One package. Why are you confusing with package interfaces in class? So point number one, all your Pojo class will be in your model package. So followed with DAO interface. So what are all the functionality we need to implement in song interface?
Display song.
Display
I will help you, don't worry. You again go through, again I'm telling, whenever there is a confusion, you read the problem statement. So we have already added Pojo classes and these are all variables. You remember yesterday I have highlighted this. So what is the first functionality we want to have it in our song?
Display all song.
Display all song. And
Search song.
Alphabetical search. So alphabetical sort and followed with search. Search, it can be based on song name. It can be based on genre. It can be based on artist. That you give optional based on switch case. So I don't have much functionality. So only 2 or 3. So you should have the same.
Ma'am, does it include play song also?
That is task 4. We'll go one by one. So first functionality is display all songs. So if I have this method, what would be the return type of this method? When I call this method needs to display 10 songs or 7 songs or 20 songs, which I have in my database. So it should return, listen carefully. It should return
List.
a tabular column. Tabular column is in database. Just think about in front end. In order to collect data of mixed type.
Object.
Array list object.
List.
Yes. So I am gonna to collect each record. So let's assume I'm gonna to handle customer table. So there were some 15 records. So 15, each and every row will be considered as a customer Pojo class because every row consists of heterogeneous type, mixed type. Customer ID, customer name, customer mobile number, and product purchased, mixed type. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 10. Everything will be considered as an object. And these objects you need to collect. I have some 13 objects. All the 13 objects can be collected with the help of your array list of the type song type. By the way, song is a Pojo class which should consist of 5 or 6 data which you are handling, including file path. And it needs to return song whenever I want to sort all songs. Don't go for capital letter, go for small letter. So what basis I want to sort the song? You decide. Either I want to sort based on genre.
Artist name.
You get the input. Sort category. You get the input from the user in your main method. Under switch case, song block, first option, display all song. Second option, sort all song. In second option, there should be subcategory. Whether you want to sort based on ID, name, genre, artist. Based on that, you need to pass. So if I pass the whole list, it needs to return the sorted list. So let's assume I want to search for a song. So this time it will not send the list. It will send only one song. So the return type will be one song. Search for a song. So if I pass song ID, or you can keep song ID or song name, I'm leaving to you. Either if you pass song ID, again, you decide what category you want to search for a song. I have some 10 songs. If I give ID, if I give 6, I should get 6th song. And 6th song is not a collection. It is only one song. You can return an object. If there is any confusion, tell me. So in your DAO implementation class, you should define a class, song implementation class. So here you need to, yeah, I'll complete it. Implement song interface and override all 3 methods and write the logic. Tell me. Yes, go ahead with the doubt.
Ma'am, interface, we need to create methods for podcast also, ma'am.
Interface we need to create for?
Podcast.
Yeah. We'll go one by one. I just said for song. Same
Okay.
thing you need to repeat for podcast according to requirement of podcast. There we have whatever episodes, celebrities. Tell me.
Ma'am, please explain one more time interface package.
Explain
Interface, ma'am.
with the
For song, ma'am. How to create that?
Gaurav, what I want to explain? I want to explain this code or what?
Ma'am, the second one.
So there will be an interface which consists of all the abstract method. and there should be the class. And here we call it as DAO implementation class. So for song interface, I should have song implementation class. You should have the corresponding class and interfaces in respective package. So there should be model class, some 5 model class as we discussed. There should be 4 interfaces, DAO interface, and there will be a 4 corresponding child class which will override. Out of that, we were discussing on the first one. So I should have song implementation class which needs to implement the above interface and needs to override all the 3 methods. So likewise,
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
okay, listen. So likewise, under model, you should have song class, you should have podcast, user, playlist, and playlist detail. Under DAO interface package, you should have song interface. What else? Podcast interface. I'm leaving to you. Then what is the use of doing the project? Implementation class. So under that, you should have song implementation class. It will go podcast implementation class. It goes on, including account. I want mandatory to have user class. So, and under user, I want you to perform login and register. Will you able to do? Think about it. User needs to register and user needs to log in. So point number 1, complete your class diagram. Without completing the class diagram, no use in starting with the project. So I was expecting this from you all. I didn't give sign off. Only for 1 or 2, I gave a sign off. For Swapnil and Shubham Allam, I don't remember. Sorry. So I was expecting this. When you are drawing a class diagram, I need 5 Pojo classes and all the classes having connection with the respective interfaces. So if you have song interface, under song interface block, no variables. Interface, we are not going to concentrate on variable in this project. Only I have 3 abstract method. I was expecting this syntax. Don't do just for a sake. I told you, once if your class diagram is clean and clear, within a day you can complete the project. But if it is not clear, then the lot of confusion will arise when you are doing the project. So yesterday, when you all submitted the class diagram, let's assume song interface, I was expecting these 3 lines. Even if you skip the 3rd one, I don't have a problem. Based on the task, you do it. So display podcast, search podcast based on celebrity or date that you pass as a parameter and you decide. Task 3. So when you are into playlist, we need to create a playlist. Listen, task 3. Point number 1. For user, playlist will be created. Playlist will be created by giving a playlist name, by giving the user ID, by giving the song ID or podcast ID. So create playlist, display playlist, edit playlist. I'll complete this, then I'll go to task 4. I'll help you in playing, so before that. So please collect all the points I randomly did for song. I want you to complete for podcast. And the 3rd task is for playlist. And yeah, one more thing is user. There should be user Pojo class, and it consists of user ID, password, mobile number. Even if you have username, password, it's fine for me because it is just a music application. You should have a Pojo class. I think I have already mentioned. You should have an interface. That user interface consists of login and register method. And in your implementation class, you should override login and register, and you need to do connectivity. If you feel like I need connection interface for all, then you can create a separate class in your project. I will show you in the demo. So whatever the inputs I gave, it is only for your class diagram. Please complete it for playlist, user, if required, playlist detail. If wisely, if you do, you can either you can go ahead with playlist or playlist details based on the table which you have created. Shall we have a sample demo for this DAO pattern?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything,
Yes.
anything you want to discuss on my hint which I have given? You want to proceed in this way. There should be a packages. Each package, I think I created a class.
Yes, ma'am. That was.
Yeah. It's a package. So DAO interface. Interfaces. There should be model package for Pojo, interfaces and implementation class. If you feel like user defined exception is required, then you can create under custom exception and you can return your own message. And if you feel like every time I want to go for database creation, you can create one class, and the class from the class you can return your connection object. So I am creating DB connection. So I will do a sample demo so that it would be helpful for you. I will not go ahead with song podcast. No, I will be going with, shall I take customer or department? You tell me, guys.
Customer, ma'am.
Customer shall we take? So I am gonna to do a DAO pattern, database connectivity, everything for my customer table. You need to do it for all the 5 tables: song, podcast, user, playlist, and playlist detail. I will also do some logic, displaying song, sorting the song, searching for a song. Likewise, let me display all customer detail, sort based on name or name, probably, and I will retrieve the details. Shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not gonna to do it for a project. I'm gonna to do it for customer. You assume like instead of customer, same thing you need to do it for song, podcast, playlist. But before that, your class diagram needs to complete. I've just done for song. You need to do it for remaining 4. Okay, I'll use the same project. So guys, listen, let me complete all my package. When I create a Maven based project, by default, I'm having main class and the main method. I have created DB connection class just to return my connection parameter, connection object. And I have created remaining 4 class packages. So let me complete my project structure. Listen carefully. So under model, I'm going to create a Pojo class. And what is the name of my Pojo class? I'm gonna to deal for customer. So I'm creating a class for customer. Will it be okay? So under interface, let me create an interfaces, customer interface. It should be an interface. I'll complete. Let me complete the structure first. So then I'm gonna to create a class under DAO implementation class, and I'm giving the name as customer implementation class. So please look into structure. There should be a Pojo class, interface, and implementation class. I'm assuming like these are all familiar to you. Please come along with me. So we have ID. We have integer ID, string, mobile number, and purchased. Customer ID. Yeah, so don't forget, all the variable in the class will be by default, it will be private. Don't miss this. Customer name, mobile number. Can I go for integer mobile number? Can I go int mobile number?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Out of range.
Because as per the table, I have mobile number, most of the mobile numbers starting from 8, 9. It is out of size, out of range in int. So go for long. And the last one is product ID, and which is also integer only. Private int product purchased. So what is the next step?
Constructor.
So next step, generate constructor, parameterized constructor, generate getter and setter, generate toString. That's all. That's all about model class.
Default construction not required, ma'am.
Not required. If you are creating a simple object for customer, then it is required. Anyway, every time when I'm creating an object, I'm going to pass 4 values. So shall I move to customer implementation interface?
Yes, ma'am.
Please listen, don't do any other work. Come along with me. You can try after some time. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, you can do it. But listen, again, I'm repeating, I am doing it for customer. You need to do it for 5 classes. Yeah. So let me go to interface.
5 classes, ma'am.
5 classes. If you have 5 tables. So tell me what are all the methods, operation we can try for customer?
Add new customer.
Okay, initially let me display all customer. Will it be okay? Yes. And see why I am giving the left hand side as list of customer type.
Because the function returns the
Collection.
Return type.
When I call display all customer, my function needs to return a collection of all the value belongs to the type customer. That is the complete tabular column. So it will return this complete tabular column. This complete tabular column I can capture in Java as a list. So let me sort customer based on whatever the category I am passing. Okay, let it be customer name. So let me search for a customer based on customer ID. What is the difference between first two method and third method?
And third will return only single value. First to
Return
return the
type.
list.
Less than the single value.
Very good. So first two method is going to return all 13 rows. Display all and sort based on name. Anyway, it will give from Adesh, Abdul, Anurag to Vivek. Whereas if I want to search for one particular customer, I gave 5. So my function needs to return one single row. Is nothing but here I said single row. In Java, it is an object, one single object. So all the 3 methods, it is an abstract method in interface. That's all. You whatever you want, you do it. Shall I continue with implementation class?
Yes, ma'am.
So step number 1, don't forget to implement an interface. So in your implementation class, you need to implement a corresponding interface. When you implement an interface, mandatory, we need to override all the abstract method, or you have to make the current class as abstract. These are the 2 rules for abstract interface and abstraction. Either the child class needs to be abstract, or you need to override all the methods. So what are all the methods I have? I have 3 methods. See, automatically it overrides all the 3 methods. I'll complete the body. So that's all, my structure is over. Then let's implement the behavioral part. Is that clear till now? Starting from model,
Yes, ma'am.
interface and implementation class.
Yes.
I just completed with structure. So if I want to proceed, I need to complete my database connectivity. So this class I'm reserving for database connection. See, connection is required in all the places, but queries depend upon the functionality. Listen. So in order to establish a collection, let me create a method, public static. It needs to return connection object and the method name is get connection. See, whenever we are calling the method, this method needs to return the connection object. So please create a connection object. Connection object name is equal to, what is the right hand side? Driver manager dot get connection of
URL.
very good. URL, username and password. And don't forget to enclosed within try catch or throws.
Catch is left.
The method
Catch. So don't leave catch block as empty. So please print whatever the error message via your exception object. And don't forget to return connection object. So this is the purpose of, my God, have it as a global variable. So instead of establishing connection in every classes, what I'm going to do is I'm creating a class, I'm creating a method. And inside the method, I'm creating a connection object. I'm establishing a connection with the respective server, with the respective database. and I'm returning a connection object. Can you see? Return type of the method is connection. And in order to avoid object creation, I am making the method as static. So every time when I want to connect with Wave 26 database, simply if I call the method, that's all, connection will be established. I'll copy paste the URL. 1 second. Will it be okay? So every time when I want to connect with Wave 26 database, instead of establishing try, catch, connection, creating an object of connection, just call get connection method. DB connection.get connection will return a connection object. So you can capture it. Will it be fine? Is that okay? Shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever the
Yes,
task I want
yes.
to do, let me do. Okay, so just to have an idea for all of you, let me customize my main method. So welcome to my project demo. So I want all of you to establish infinite execution. At any cost, your application should not close until otherwise, if I want to close the application. So I want your application to have as many number of switch cases. Since it is a console application, no other go, we don't have buttons, we don't have click, double click option. You need to navigate only through switch case menus. So infinite time, it needs to execute until the time I stops. Most of you it is familiar. Those who have joined now, I'm telling to you all. What I'm doing a customer application. Okay. Various choices. Shall I go one for view all customers? Two for sort customer details. Three for search customer details. Four for exit. But you need to have going to main menu. So main menu to sub menus, whatever you want to do with the project, music player. So when I execute this, I'll be getting various choices, 1, 2, 3, 4. But what about you? When I execute, so I should get like, welcome to Jukebox. Whether you are an registered user or new user. When the user clicks 1, what will happen?
Ask user ID.
It will show login.
So it should ask username and it should ask password. If it is 2, it should ask all the details. So after successfully validating username and password, you should display the message. So welcome Adesh with the name. And these are the options, menus. One is enter into songs, options, enter into podcast. The third option is enter into playlist. Again, if I enter into song, there should be various choices. What? Here it should be various choices. Display all song, search song, sort song, play song also. Got it? Guys, are you with me? Every time there should be an option of going to the main menu. Main menu is this one. And in playlist also, view the existing playlist, create the playlist, edit the playlist, delete the playlist, and play the playlist. Here it should be like view all podcast, search for podcast, sort podcast. See, these are all various menus under each option. And always there should be returning to main menu and returning to stopping your application, exit. So display all songs. Again, there should be various options. Assume like the user enters one songs. When the user enters one, it should be songs. Under songs, there should be various category. One is display all songs. Sort song on what? Artist name, genre, and a song name. And play also. What? The third one is search song. You can keep it as this. I'm giving you as an additional option, play song. So if it is play song, fourth option, you should enter song ID. If the user enters 5, for example, S55, it should play. It should play the song, and after some time I'll come to this play part. I have a demo for you. So there we have various options. Play pass will be automatically switch over. It's like a toggle option. If when you are in play, it will become pass. When you are in pass, it will become play. So resume from the beginning and to stop. Got it? And again, there should be main menu option. When you click stop, it should go to main menu. You need to design in such the way. Again, it goes to main menu. And let's assume this is a main menu. And again, if I click playlist, if it is Adesh, it should display whatever the Adesh creator playlist. If Adesh is a new customer, then there is nothing in his playlist. He needs to create. In playlist, he needs to create a playlist name. Later, he want to add a song. So after creating, it should show an option of adding the song. I'm bringing all the ideas of project. Don't get, think by yourself. I got last time when you are presenting mini project, I have not shared in open, but there were a lot of similarities. That means you got your project from your friend. You got or your friend got from you. We don't want to make you in an embarrassing situation. Please understand. Do it by yourself. If you feel like you have done an enough effort and you have completed only song, it's fine for me. I'll give you one more day extra to do podcast, but don't get the code from, if you get the code from your friend, it will be complete collapse. You don't know where to start, where to change, refactoring. It's not at all possible. So I want everyone to do your own project. If you do some more additional changes, making brilliant ideas in your project, I'm happy for that. But don't get the project from your friend. Okay, shall we continue here? Guys,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to get the user input. So I'm getting a scanner object. Listen, you can practice after some time. Enter your choice. Int choice is equal to scanner object dot next int. So based on the choice, I need to switch over to any of the case. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, default. In default, it should be like invalid choice. So in case 4, I want to exit. System dot exit of 0 will be exit from your project. It's like a break, termination. Okay, I'll complete case 1, guys. If I continue with all, definitely it will take a lot of time. I know how to, you all know how to do sort and search. So I'm doing it for you and then I'm giving you a time for analyzing. You don't need to do this task. This is just for the idea. So what we need to do it in case 1? Case 1, I want to view all the customer. So what to do when I want to view all the customer? Where is the functionality? Functionality is available in customer implementation class. So I need to call new customer implementation class dot what method? Display all customer method. And it will return a list of the type customer. And you can use for loop and you can print the details. Take time. Am I making any syntax issue? 1 second. One second.
Ma'am, you need to use the stream.
What I'm missing.
After for each flower bucket, Sangeeta?
No,
Nothing, no?
it's been
Ma'am,
Java 8 Lambda I thought to use so that no, wherever it is required, you can use Lambda streams. One second. It's blank. You could not recollect. Give me few minutes. 2 minutes, not more than that. How I missed. So wherever it is required, use Java 8 feature.
ma'am, I think I should not be in the parenthesis.
I know this is okay. I'll give a try. Okay, this I should not be in parentheses. I think if it is streams alone. The last topic which we discussed was streams. Stream, we can try this. I thought let's try a direct.
Ma'am, can you just show the customer?
Yeah, I will show you. I'll solve this and I'll show you.
Ma'am, can you give the small ma'am e ma'am for each for e ma'am? I think. Hello,
Yeah, I'm listening.
ma'am.
Ma'am, is it cus
Give
details
this
dot stream dot for
ma'am.
each dot stream dot for each? I think.
Yes, dear. Ah. Oh,
No, it's not taken.
is this my project is not accepting? Oh God. Why the simple concept is taking time? It's working. Okay, I haven't completed my logic part. So let's go to display all customer and we will complete the connectivity, fetching the data, storing in customer object and adding it in a list. Where is my implementation object? As I said, I'll complete this first method alone. The idea behind is DAO pattern. So let me create an array list of the type customer. My list 1 or customer list 1 is equal to new array list of no size, nothing. And don't forget to return customer list. Let us populate all the value and we will store it in customer list. Okay, someone called me in between and you want to view something. What was that?
Nothing. Okay. I was thinking of customer and yes.
So here what I thought is let me call the method and the method is returning a list. I'll store the list and displaying the list. You customize and display according to the requirement. Various methods we can have it in an interface. So I'm just completing case 1. In your project, you need to complete all the cases, whatever they want to do it in your task, all the task 1. Even if you limited the sorting, I don't have a problem. Why you want to repeat? If you say, ma'am, I have sorted based on artist name, it's fine for me. Why we want to do it for genre, name, everything? Anyway, copy paste of code, except instead of artist, you're gonna to change. So do display, sorting and searching, that's all, on any category. Okay, let me quickly complete this. So what is step 1? So step 1, I want to establish a connection. So in order to establish connection, I don't want to go for connection object again. Guys, listen, we already created and established a connection. Just call the class DB connection and call the method get connection. That's all. Instead of establishing connection in all the classes functions, just call DB connection dot get connection will return a connection object of Wave 26 database. Is that fine? What is the next step?
Statement.
Which
Query,
statement? Query, very good. What query we need to execute?
select all from select start from the
Very
table.
good. Select query because
Select
I
start
need to
from table.
select all the detail from database table and I want to store everything as a customer object and that object needs to be added in my list. Please listen, come along with me. So my query will be select star from customer. And you can use statement interface or prepared statement. So statement object name equal to connection dot create statement of, it is a select query. So you need to use statement object dot execute query and you need to pass your query and it will return result set. So now this RS is having all the records. So you need to traverse row by row. So use RS dot next. Listen carefully. Customer object.
Ma'am, can you repeat, ma'am, from the 22 line, ma'am?
Huh?
22 line, ma'am, repeat it, ma'am.
So what we are doing in 22nd line? So we need to establish a connection, 20th line. So instead of establishing connection again and again, I'm calling get a connection method of DB connection, which I have already defined. 21 is query. It differs. Here it is select star from customer. It may differs with var class. Mostly it is select query only. When only in registration, you need to use insert query when the user is registering. So in order to convert your query to SQL and query to Java, Java to query, we are using statement interface. This is syntax to create object for statement interface. And using that statement object, I am executing my query, select star from customer. When I execute the query, I'm getting this 13 records table that I am storing in my result set object RS. And this result set is having 13 records. I need to traverse row by row. So I'm using for loop. And in order to traverse row by row, we have next method. So first time it will retrieve first record. See here, it will retrieve Siddharth, this complete row. I need to retrieve each and every cell and I want to pass it to my customer object. So only once. So every time it starts reading. So no need to worry on 13 records or for 20 or 100 records. Just do this inside your while loop. So first time. So many were new. Let me do it line by line. So initially you want to capture the first customer ID. You can get with result set dot get integer of 1. So your first record, when I use rs dot get int, it will take first record. When I pass the index as 1, it will take first column, first record. If I pass index 2, it will take automatically my second column, third column, fourth column. Inside rs dot next, if I call get int of 1, it will call customer ID, then customer name, mobile number, purchase ID. This while loop will automatically repeated for 13 times since I'm having 13 rows. Whereas it will fetch, if it is required, you can convert to appropriate type. I'm sorry guys, conversion is not required because already the data which we are storing it as an integer. So you get the first column and store it in customer ID. And you get customer name. So name you can capture with get string. Second column I'm having name. Whereas the third one is you need to convert to long. Mobile number you need to convert to long type. rs dot get int of third column. Is it required or auto converting? It is converting. Int product ID is equal to result set dot get integer of fourth column. That's all. So by using result set, I'm getting first column value, second column value, third and fourth, and I'm storing it in the variable. So when I execute this 4 lines, my customer ID, CID, name, mobile number, PID will be loaded with the Siddharth record. When the loop executes for the next time, Madhu record, then Nikhil record, Adesh. Likewise, it goes on till Sagar. So whatever the record I captured, I want to pass it to customer object. So every time memory will be created for customer object and the record will be stored. So I need to pass customer ID, customer name, mobile number, and product ID. What will happen on 30th line? Harsh, can you explain 30th line?
Ma'am, whatever we have stored in this object, it will pass to the customer class.
Customer
which it
class
will
constructor.
display the yes, ma'am. It will display the data.
Ma'am, in line 28, get long.
Thanks. No, there it is numeric type only. If there is any, because lower type I'm equating to higher type. So there will not be a problem. So line number 30, I am passing all the value to customer object. So when I create an object and if I pass the value, it will go to customer constructor. So all the value will be set to my customer variables, all the 4 variables of customer class. So this object I am adding in my array list. So I have created an array list of the type customer. In my customer list 1 object, I am adding customer object. So this loop will be executed for 13 times. Every time the data is fetched from the database, it is converting to object and the object is stored in list. At last, we are returning list. That's all. And whatever the list I am returning from the function, I am capturing in my main method switch case and I am printing with for loop. When I print in for loop, it automatically prints in toString format of customer class. I'm sure all of this is familiar to you. When I print an object, automatically a class toString, whatever the object I'm printing with respective to customer class, it will print in this format. Okay, I'll test my project. Whatever I have created so far, let me test. So you customize the output according to the requirement. So welcome to my project, various choice, view, sort, search, exit, enter your choice. So I'm giving 1 option. So 1. So what is an error, guys? How to overcome this error?
Ma'am,
Did not
Add a
connect
jar
Java
file in
with
the project.
ma'am, database, ma'am.
database
Database.
connection.
Not added.
It is not connected with database.
Connected data.
I have connected with database.
Jar was not added.
Add a jar file.
Driver is not added.
We haven't established the JDBC connection with.
Read
Yes,
the
ma'am.
error, guys.
No
Jar
table
file
driver
not
found for the-
Driver is not added.
Jar file not added.
Yeah, jar file. Jar is your driver file. JDBC is proper. I don't have a problem with application layer. There is a problem with driver layer. So go to file, project structure, go to modules, under dependency. Please